Hello, my name's Bethan, and this is a series where I share nature journal prompts to help you get started when you're out in nature and wondering what to put on the pages of your nature journal. Today's nature journal prompt is to find yourself in the landscape. We can think of this prompt in two ways. Very literally, it means head outside. Be there, take it all in, experience this landscape with your senses, and put that down in your nature journal in your own way. Less literally, but more from the heart, this prompt also means find your sense of place. Feel and experience what it's like to be one small part of this wider story. When you sit quietly in the landscape and nature is all around you, you're a part of it. You are an element in the ecosystem, and it can be very calming to come to know this through being out there in nature. Focus on finding your own sense of place and belonging in this landscape, and try to capture that through words and pictures in your nature journal. This week I had a go at creating a nature journal page based on this prompt. I was inspired originally by fellow nature journal teacher Marley Pfeiffer, who has a new class over on Skillshare about painting dynamic landscapes. I used Marley's class as a structure for my page, and I explored my own nearby nature. Let's go have a look at the process. I took a wander through my nearby landscape, looking for a scene that I wanted to put in my nature journal. There's a series of ponds near me, and I felt like this would be a good place to settle and sketch. I used a square viewfinder to frame the landscape and see which sections I wanted to put on my page. I also tried making a rectangular viewfinder with my hands. I liked this shape because it meant I could see the sky as well as the water. I started with a few small square thumbnail sketches to try and work out the composition I wanted to focus on. I played with having more sky or less sky and some foreground elements to add depth. I also did a rectangular thumbnail with some grasses in the foreground. I added squiggles for the reflections of the trees on the water. Thumbnails don't have to have a lot of detail. You're just aiming to get the basic elements in there to see how you like the composition. I then did a whole lot of swatches to represent the colours of this landscape. There was such an amazing mixture of browns, muted greens and neutrals. Colour swatching is one of my favourite ways to connect with nature. I then used my brush to paint the letters of a title. A title can really bring a page together and help tell the story. Then I started on the main landscape. I chose to use a thicker pen. This is a Faber-Castell Pitt pen with a brush tip. I added in the foreground elements very roughly, and then the trees at the far side of the pond. I wasn't trying to represent the landscape perfectly, just get in some of the big shapes to represent what I was seeing. I could see the brown water was very dark close to the bank and became lighter towards the middle, so I mixed up 2 puddles of paint to match these colours. I then laid down the colour, being careful to leave the white of the paper to represent the reflections of the tree trunks, and blending downwards to show the colour transition. Going back over the colours after they dried helped capture some depth. I then added colours to the trees on the far side, filling in the dark shadows between the trees. Then I added some warm colours to the foreground. I found this amazing eucalyptus branch with flame-coloured blossoms, and I sketched it in quickly using the blind contour drawing technique, not paying attention to details, just capturing the essence. A few more colour swatches because it's my favourite thing to do. I then added some words to tell more of the story, adding this little swamp hen onto the page too. So this is how I found myself in the landscape today. I invite you to give it a go too.